Hey, so trigger warning. Um, Basically, I'm just gonna talk about my testimony. Um, yeah, I'm basically gonna be talking about everything. So, number one, I was born deaf. I had autism spectrum disorder, so I had issues learning. I had daddy issues, and because my dad wasn't there, and I blamed him for a long time, basically. So yeah, I dealt with that. Um, Molestation. I was molested by my cousin when I was younger, and I felt as if my voice wasn't heard. That I was kind of just um, like I was nothing but just like a trophy or like a piece of meat to him. Like I was just a toy, basically. And around that time, I was also dealing with boys, and so I was peer pressured because I wasn't strong enough to say no. And so they peer pressured me, whether it was like sending news or exposing myself, or even having sex. And so because my dad wasn't there, because I was molested, because I was dealing with boys, I felt like, well, minus the daddy issue, but basically, I felt as if the only reason, like the only way to get a man's attention was to use my body, or that it just wasn't meant for me to have men, as a part of my life. Like it just doesn't work for me. So, and all that just led me to, when it came to relationships with guys, basically I'll manipulate them, get what I want, drop them, use them, let them use me, all that stuff. Because I felt like I had no worth, I had no boundaries. Like, I didn't know what love was. Like when I was peer pressured back then, well, if you love me, you do this. That ain't love, honey. But so yeah, I dealt with that, and because of the molestation and dealing with boys peer pressuring me when it came to like that area, all of that lust basically opened the door, and which led me to being addicted to pornography for 9 years, basically. And it was something that I tried to get out of. It was a cycle that I just could not get out of. Like, I tried to do it my own way. How about, all right, bet, let's not watch it, let's not do this. But then I still fall right back in. It didn't matter because I couldn't do it by my own strength. I dealt with bullying. I was bullied a lot. I was the weird kid, 100%. Very much weird. And I was bullied for the way I smelled. So I had sweat gland issues. So anytime I would sweat, basically I would start to stink. And I was dealing with issues at home too. And so it was like I could never catch a break. Like, I was just dealing with issues at home and school. And all of this led me to a point to where I wanted to kill myself. This was the first suicide attempt that I was trying to do. But that didn't work out. So then after that, I created this fake image. I was like, you know what? I'm done being sad, all this other stuff, being insecure about myself. Like, I'm done. And so I created this fake image. You know what? Jessica's happy all the time. Like, I numbed my emotions and I bottled them up because I felt like I would be a burden if I brought it to any of my friends. Like, even though they were there, like, even up to K-State, I still felt like a burden. Like, my existence was already enough of a problem that I just couldn't talk about my issues. So yeah, Jessica happy, positive all the time, never has a bad day. Da 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 da. You're lying to yourself, baby. Um, so yeah, and I was doing all this stuff because I wanted to be accepted. I wanted to fit in. I wanted to, be popular and be part of the cool kids and all this other stuff. And all of that just led me to harming myself. I was always doing something for somebody, but I knew that they wouldn't do the same for me. Um or basically just giving myself to them. And so, like, literally, like, one of my sisters told me, she was like, the only time you ever in your room is to go to sleep. And I'm like, yeah. And I never really realized it because, like, it gets to a point to where you're selfish that you end up being selfless, if that makes sense. But anyways, so yeah. And when as a matter of fact, after I had sex when I was 14, I was celibate. Then when I got to K-State, I started doing it, I started having sex again. And the reason why I was having sex again, still dealing with daddy issues, I had unforgiveness and hate in my heart. Basically I was doing it to like get the attention and the intimacy and the affection that I wanted. Basically, that's why I did that. I was drinking, trying to smoke. First of all, it didn't work. I was doing all these things to just try and fit in. Even though I tried to fit in, I was still kind of treated differently. It was just like, she can't hang. And I couldn't. So, but yeah, I was just trying to fill the void, that emptiness that was inside of me with these unnecessary things, trying to tickle my ear, like, no, like, everything's okay. Like, but baby, it ain't. It's not okay. I'm not okay. And throughout, as a matter of fact, I forgot this. All of this stuff led to the second attempt that I wanted to do. Kill myself. Sorry. Yeah, but basically I was overwhelmed. Like every time at K-State, I had 8 to 11 classes. I was an RA and I was still involved on campus. That's the whole harming myself. And the only time I can ever be in my room is to sleep. Like, that's it. And I was just overwhelmed. Like, I was just tired. Like, and so, yeah. And throughout all of this, I was running away from God. Well, most of it. I was running away from God. But when I graduated, I was like, you know what? I don't want to do this no more. Because if I was being honest with myself, the thing that I wanted to do truly was to just live for God. Because he had been calling me for a long time. Like, I knew I wasn't meant to fit in as much as I tried. And he's told me that many times before. And so, even when we're running away, we don't realize how much he's been there for us. So we about to go through the whole list, and I'm going to tell you exactly what he did. So I was born deaf. He healed my hearing. I had autism spectrum disorder. He was there with me throughout that experience, gave me the opportunity to take classes early. And he was there throughout all of my school, like all the way up to K-State. First generation with a bachelor's. Daddy issues. He helped me to forgive my dad. And now we have a relationship. We're talking, and it's really, really nice to talk to him again. The molestation, he gave me the justice that I needed. So basically told my mom, and it never clicked until she told me. She said, yeah, I prayed, and that was when he got sick and was paralyzed from the neck down. I was like, oh, never knew. And then with boys, he helped me to realize my worth, that I didn't need to do that's not what love really was. And the love that I needed was his. I don't need somebody else to complete me. Again, as a matter of fact, I was having identity issues, and he was like, I don't have to do these things in order to get love. Love is just, freely given. He gives me love, and his love has definitely filled that void. I don't need to do something in order to be accepted or to get their approval. You know what I'm saying? The pornography thing, even though I was trying to do it on my own, the only way I was able to be delivered from that was to literally give my life to him. Again, I met Jesus. I was like, you know what? I'm done. I don't want to do this no more. And I gave it to him. And it's been 3 months, baby. Over 3 months. Look at me. And that's big. That's big for me. And And in the bullying thing, he helped me to realize that I do have worth, that my life is valuable, that he created me with a purpose, that there's a reason why I'm here, that I was fearfully and wonderfully made. I was something he created for a reason, that I'm beautiful, and his love has helped me to love myself. And the whole acceptance thing, he accepts me for who I am. Even now, I'm just like, accept me, because your girl is unworthy, and sometimes I be going through, and just knowing that he's here and that he's there by my side really makes me feel happy, knowing that I'm cared for, knowing that he wants to take care of me, that he wants to be there for me. So let's talk about the suicide attempts and what he did there. So the first one, again, okay, so I was in Upper Bound. Somebody called me musty. I was like, you know what, bet, we're done. Went into the bathroom. I didn't know how I was going to do it because I don't like pain. And I was going to tell my mom goodbye. Literally, the second I turned the phone turned on, she told me to pray. And I did. That's what saved me the first time. He saved me the first time. Now, the second time, when I was talking about K-State, that was fall 20. That wasn't that long ago, okay? I cried out to him. And again, I was bottling my emotions up to everybody else. But and it's crazy having that fake image, because, like, you're a whole different person in private than you are in public. So I was just crying out, and I talked to my RD. I was like, I don't know what to do. And then after that, I got sick and got a 2-week break. And it brought me back to God. But because I didn't give my life to him, I obviously fell back. So, but yeah, all the drinking insecurities, comparing myself, he created me. I am a original individual. Even though we shouldn't be comparing ourselves to other people, obviously, because we should be grateful for what it is that we have. But, so yeah, I finally gave my life to God. I stopped running. And now everything, it's crazy how much he's transformed me and how much he loves me. Like, and it's just crazy. Like, you just can't even put it into words. And just like he was there for me and he saved me and he changed me and all that, he can do the same thing for you too. He loves me just as much as you. He doesn't show favoritism like we do in this world. He truly wants to be there, and he wants to love you and take care of you and be there for you. He sees you. He knows what's going on, but he wants you to come to him. Because again, this is, free will. This is a decision. It's your choice at the end of the day. So, but yeah, I just wanted to give my testimony because, I just want people to see how much God has changed me and how he wants to be a part of your life too, basically. He loves us so much. God loves us so much that he sent his son to die for us so that we can live again. Like, can you imagine living forever? Can you imagine being free from all of your problems? Like, yes, it sometimes it is a struggle. And sometimes it be on our part. But he really wants to free us from all this bondage. He doesn't want us to be sad or depressed or, sometimes we get down, but it's just, he truly wants to be there for us. And he loves us. He thinks you're the most beautiful thing. He created you for a reason. He wasn't just like, all right, that's good. He or she can look like that. That's fine. No, like he was like, this is good. This is good. And I just pray that this testimony touched you, and that you know, will get to know God, or just even talk to him. Like, just, prayer is literally just a conversation. Like, just talk to him, just like, you know, have, how you talk to your friend, like, because he's your friend. Like, so yeah, I just want to share my testimony, and I just pray that it blesses you. I just wanted to just talk about God and the goodness of God and what it is that he's done throughout my life, even up to now. So yeah, God bless. Love y'all. Have a good night. Bye-bye.